Fictional usage of drone to mean worker in the context of a eusocial species. Forward, please excuse me if some of the tags that I've attached to this question are inapplicable. I'm just trying to make sure I've covered all my bases. According to every dictionary that I've come across, as well as all professional sources of relevance to the topic, the word drone, in the context of a eusocial species, is only properly used when referring to the fertile male caste of bees, ants and wasps. However, somehow the word has gained a very different meaning when it comes to fictional eusocial species, where it now serves as a presumably cooler/exotic-sounding synonym to what real-life biology knows as the worker caste, while males, if they even exist, are never referred to as drones. This even extends to examples where the species is obviously based on bees/ants/wasps. How did this come to be? Might it be related to the fact that drone can also mean one who performs menial or tedious work, or drudge, i.e. a person who works in a low-serval job? I rarely see the word being used in this way, though. The first time I remember seeing such usage is in Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri, as a term for the working-class citizens of one's faction.
This could be a case of object abstraction in linguistics. This URL, linguistics. Object abstraction, or simply abstraction, is a concept wherein terms for objects become used for more abstract concepts, which in some languages develop into further abstractions such as verbs and grammatical words, grammaticalization. Abstraction is common in human language, though it manifests in different ways for different languages. In this case, the original description refers to a biological drone, which, as you indicate, appears to be, in the case of bees, a male whose only purpose is to reproduce. This male bee has an apparent, boring, task, but it is done from hive to hive. It is not static. I think there was a conflation in recent times of drone and worker bee to indicate humans performing repetitive, tedious, menial or meaningless tasks within a powerful hive-like modern society ruled by the elite. Obviously, the parallels between modern urban transportation systems and bee colonies and activities helped. I have to credit John Rappaport on a Jeff Rense show. He refers to this WRT, the word reject, which he says came from the literal Latin word for throwing back a spear. This was then abstracted to indicate throwing back something you don't like, or something else which was not physical nor a weapon of sorts.